G brother, Vidya, author of the story Nightcrawler.
Yes, tighten it here, grease it there, and add some trim here. Basically ready, almost like new. You can send it into battle right now, and then to the parade, and put the General Procurator himself on top to raise morale. And to instill horror in our enemies, we should suggest that he put a battering ram in front in the form of his face, and a flamethrower should fire from his mouth. Don't be afraid, I'm with you, your general. The dynamic will emit. The main thing is not to forget to add a second chine to the ram, because how can we do without such an important detail? A scary face with a double chin spits fire. Okay, I won't be rude this time, otherwise the Corporal Tuckshooter's eye is still twitching from my jokes. Well, I just suggested that he hide additional ammunition in his anus, so that the passage wouldn't be empty without a purpose. Unless, of course, he needed to go. After all, where else will they find such a brilliant inventor-engineer like me? Who can also assemble almost new common equipment from a pile of garbage. Junk and burnt equipment, yes, I have a specific sense of humor. But how else can I cope with stress during the World War on our planet Hupter? Sometimes I don't leave the underground bunker factory for months. And in my free time, they persuade me, Vidya, come up with another new drawing scheme for a combat vehicle. Since modern realities of war require immediate modernization, otherwise our equipment is outdated again. Look what we brought from the battlefield. You won't even look at what can be opposed to this. I love this business. Drawings, prototypes, military test ranges, and assembling a combat vehicle from junk. Here, I feel like a creator. A new weapon is born in my hands, in order to protect millions and take even more on the battlefields. The war on our planet Hupterby has been going on for the 4th decade. Literally everything has been put on a war footing. I was born, grew up and celebrated birthdays under the cannonade of shelling and the howl of sirens. They used to say that there was peace and tranquility on our planet. All the state strongholds came to a single union and began to develop science and technology together. They even began to send probes to explore distant galaxies millions of light years away from us. They managed to build several orbital stations to enhance the signal transmission between our planet and the probes. But then a civil war broke out, and after it a world war. And it has been going on for 40 years. I'm in my 3rd decade. For me, war is like a second nature. Of course, the elders told us. There was a time of peace and prosperity, and now there are endless horrors of war. You know, I don't blame them for living in the past. They can be understood. There is something to compare with. But as for me, I grew up in this. I saw all this from childhood. For me, it became the norm. I don't even know what I would do if it all ended at once. I would probably go build an infrastructure that could survive any war. Here comes my younger brother. His school was moved and located 5 kilometers from us.
Vidya, hello. I came to visit you. How are you doing here?
Yes, everything is as usual, Patia. I'm sitting here repairing equipment, digging into drawings, looking at what can be opposed to our enemies on the battlefield. As usual, there are not enough hands.
I see. Today we had history and astronomy lessons. We studied the pre-war period and various planetary systems that are located near us.
And what did you learn new today?
They talked about the beginning of the conflict, what we are fighting for and why. And also, in the astronomy lesson, we learned how they began to send probes to explore space in times of universal peace.
Yes, then a huge number of them were sent. When I was studying this at school, I also thought, aren't we too rudely asking for contact and climbing into someone else's planetary system? Then the teacher kicked me out of the class for not respecting the spirit of the search for new knowledge and for not having the exploratory impulse of a pioneer. Then I made fun of him. And when you are with your wife, and some smart guy will be watching through a probe, you won't like it very much, right? Then he got burned, and I was summoned to the Director Overseer.
Vidya, what did you fix and assemble today?
Just small things. Here is the old model of the TEF 145 tank. The model should have been written off a long time ago. But unfortunately, there is not enough equipment everywhere on the battlefields, so they are trying to use it as much as possible where they can. I had to add extra protection and replace the old electronics. Some smart elect decided to use parts from the last decade's tech, which caused the tank to get stuck. That idiot could have killed the whole crew. So I had to mess around with it to make sure our guys on the front lines have the best of what's possible. By the way, how are your friends, Mora and Visitor?
Mora won the drawing contest, but Visitor is walking around gloomy.
What happened to him?
His two brothers died.
Oh, poor guy. I hope he copes and finds strength in himself.
I hope so too. Vidya, are you going to work all month? Maybe we can go to the playground and play Pozrako ball.
I don't even know. I'll try to find the time. But you understand. I barely convinced them to let you see me. And now I'm asking for a day off. Corporal Tuxrider is still mad at me.
I brought you fruit, but I had to stand in line.
Oh, thanks. It's always nice to have a younger brother like you.
You're welcome, Vidya. Vidya, what do you think? Maybe we can find help. After all, a lot of probes were sent.
I don't think so. This project has been abandoned for a long time. And the data that comes in is processed by a small group. If they haven't given up on it altogether. Now it's more important to have data from satellites than to decipher another signal from the probe. Okay, I need to continue working. Come on! I'll try to get you another visit. I hope we can see each other. Also go to the shooting range today. I asked Corporal Tuxrita to give you an instructor and let you shoot.
All sounds cool. Good luck to you, Vidya.
You too! Make sure you study well!
Okay, Vidya, I promise.
Oh, Corporal Tuxrita, I wish you honor!
At ease, Victor. How is the work progressing? Were you able to repair most of the equipment?
I did, but I had to use the rest for spare parts.
I understand you. Do you need anything else from the center?
Yes, I need new plasma generators. I suspect that I will have to repair combat robots soon.
Oh, why is that? Were there any reports?
No, you can call me paranoid, but I have a feeling that they will be brought in for repairs soon. You can consider it my technical foresight, intuition, and second nature. I already know from experience that these scumbags have already found something to counter our combat robots. Before going to bed, I started thinking about what possible improvements would be needed. This time, I decided to follow your advice and started doing the right things before going to bed.
Jokes? Are you joking again, Victor? It's not easy to get something like that, but okay. I'll try to pass on your request. As for your new developments, they have successfully passed tests at the training ground. Modification of twin-barreled flamethrowers showed extreme effectiveness in combat against underground infantry. Enemy body armor does not save from a volley or leaves severe burns upon impact.
Yeah, I was inspired by insects here.
I beg your pardon, insects. What do you mean?
Well, in a nutshell, it's simple. Remember the Culbertian dung beetles?
I remember. And what did you find in them that you were able to come up with a new modification?
So, during the mating season, female beetles burrow into the ground. And when the most attentive males find the females, they fill them with their gas, which is essentially processed feces into gas, forcing them to get out from under the ground. Well, then you know, the mating dance and all that. So here, the power is not the fire itself or the burning. The air itself is saturated with gas in a fraction of a second. And then the flamethrower comes into play. Thus, fire is obtained in a confined space, which smokes everyone out, leaving no way to wait out the flamethrower volleyed behind cover.
Smart, Victor. I already thought you were back to your jokes.
Well, I can do that too. How can I live without them?
Enough with the jokes. Okay, my inspection of the equipment is over. See you at tomorrow's briefing.
All the best, Corporal Turkrida!
At ease, Victor.
Damn it! It's going to explode now! Need to reduce the pressure in the valves urgently! Damn it! When will this end? If there is no retaliatory artillery strike now, then everything will definitely explode, so manage to stabilize it. Now transfer power to the backup generator of the second level of the bunker. And done! Well, that's it. I can't just die crushed by debris. After all, the equipment needs to be repaired, and I haven't finished my prototype yet. And Petya promised to come today.
Vitya, really? Have you forgotten about safety precautions again? Vitya, you never change. Ever since childhood, you've been so passionate about your work that you don't notice anything around you. Don't be like that!
What? What a hallucination! Some alien giant wants to save me! I don't understand. Where's the debris? What's happening?
Okay, Vitya, we'll see each other again. But please, be careful.
Who are you? How long have I been out?
2 weeks. Doctors fought for your life. You were in critical condition. I was very worried about you, so I came to visit you every day.
Thank you! I'm glad I have such a younger brother! How much longer will they keep me here?
The doctors say you'll recover in 2 weeks.
That's not enough. I'm needed now. I haven't finished the current drawings for the equipment. We can't give the enemy a break.
Corporal Turkrida said not to discharge you for another 2 weeks. You must fully recover. And he also said that you shouldn't rush to fix everything so recklessly.
Don't worry, I was just doing my job, and this is just a small incident during the repair.
But Vitya, he's right, you put yourself at great risk then.
Don't worry, Petya. The main thing is that everything ended well. Damn it! I'm trapped. Damn, where'd they get such technologies? They appeared at the base literally out of nowhere.
Surrender, design engineer! If you agree to capitulate and work for us, we will spare your life and the civilians!
Eat shit, you treacherous bastards! There's no trusting you, you scumbags! Damn, it's good that Petya was evacuated 2 days ago far to the rear. What an ambush. I can't get out of here. But it's okay. I need to come up with something now. Damn it! They've completely lost their minds, firing like that in a confined space. Damn, I need to get to the upper floors urgently, and then I can find equipment to get out. What kind of witchcraft is this? How did they appear on the lower floors of the bunker?
Design engineer! We give you 2 minutes! Otherwise we will bombard you with grenades! Time is running out! You are trapped!
We'll see who's trapped! You damn fanatics! Well, that's it. It looks like I'll have to go into the final battle. It's a pity for Padya. He wanted to play Pazrakabal so much.
You're alive? Thank the great Billy, and I was already afraid of the worst.
Holy shit! I thought you were just a figment of my imagination back then.
As you can see, Vitya, I am real, but I have very little time. Now please listen to me carefully and don't interrupt. After all, I saved you, after all, twice already.
Well, can't argue with that. I'm all ears. So that's why we can't defeat them. Now it's clear why they were able to modernize their equipment in such a short time and have great success on the battlefield.
That's right. Unfortunately, we couldn't enter the conflict in your world. The moment we discovered that a transition had occurred in your world, she closed all possible portals for the transition. I know this won't comfort you, but in response, we were able to destroy a couple of her captured worlds. And the fact that I have to appear to you in snatches is only a temporary measure. I will soon be thrown back.
Is it possible to see what kind of creature took control of our enemies?
Yes, rather she didn't take control, but was able to convince them to take her side. This is what she looks like.
What a strange creature. Looks just like a character from some animated series.
Well, this is a consequence of reforging. Their technology of using spermicium gives such an effect. Ours, well, in principle, you can look at me, gives exactly this result.
Wow, what are your muscles made of? It feels like I'm touching a living alloy of all metals with fibers of organic muscles.
Well, that is the consequence of being reforged into an MG brother.
Anthropy, tell me, what's with her eye?
Well, that is my handiwork. Vitya, the reason I am saying all this is, unfortunately, I want to be able to help your world. And to be honest, you'll be lucky to last another 20 years. But I only made a temporary transition because of one thing.
What exactly?
You, Vitya. We need your talents. We couldn't engage in the conflict on this planet, but we could observe, and we observed you, Vitya. As I already told you, creatures like us and those we're fighting against are created after being reforged. I'll be extremely brief and speak directly. Vitya, we need reinforcements in this war. We have suffered enormous losses. We need to replenish them. Therefore, I give you a choice, Vitya, to stay here and fight to a victorious heroic end, or come with me and become an MG brother. I can only take one person with me. I understand that I am giving you a monstrous ultimatum, but observing you, I realize that you would prefer this approach. Bare facts and the current state of affairs, so you can make a decision at your own discretion. Unfortunately, it has time for me to go. Vitya, I can only make the transition in 3 months. That's the soonest. Try not to cripple yourself. We'll meet again. Goodbye, Vitya!
See you.
Vidya, I knew you wouldn't abandon me and would find me. Tell me, how did you manage to get out back then?
It's very simple. I had 2 flamethrowers stashed away, set them up on turrets, and hid in a tank. Then I rammed the bunker gates and headed towards our troops.
You're a true hero, Vidya. You managed to get out alone and destroy so many enemies.
Thanks. I'm glad I was able to get out and see you again.
Vidya, why are you so sad? Is something bothering you?
No, everything's fine. I'm just tired from the last few weeks. I'll need to take a day off.
That's good news. We can finally play Pozrakó Ball.
It was all in vain from the very beginning. It was all planned from the very beginning. We were just delaying the inevitable. I thought that there was a whole group of unique engineers inventors on their side, and I was opposing them alone. But the reality turned out to be much worse. But what can I oppose them with? And is there any point in continuing? And how can I abandon my comrades to their fate? Decided. I will stay here and die a hero. But what of it? Who will care about our heroism if everyone is killed? 10, 20, 50 years will pass. Even 100. What of it? Our world will fall and end up in the hands of some insane entity. What if that giant savior lied to me? What if he didn't? What if the reality is even worse than it is? And who will I leave Petya with if I leave? Anthropy said that he only needs me, and only I have the transition to the other side. There are no more places. But this is my life, and it's up to me to decide what to do. Sooner or later we'll all die. But what about all those people who have given their lives in this war for 40 years? Will their lives just go to nowhere? What was it all for then? Who will avenge them? Who will remember them? Who will tell how it really was? Apparently, there is only one choice. I must preserve and carry the banner of our victory. As long as I am alive, as long as I fight, the memory of them will not disappear. I will be the only reminder that the planet Hupturb had other heroes, and that they are still alive. I will have to make this choice. But what will I tell Petya? I can't just say nothing and disappear or fake my death. I can't do that to my only relative. What if I give Anthropy an ultimatum? I don't care that you can't. Then find, make, and come up with something, damn it! It's in your best interest in the end for me to become like that. And what will I tell Petya? Petya, come on, I'll introduce you to a giant alien. We'll explain everything to you now, and we're going to lose this war anyway. So let's get out of here and abandon everyone. How should I be and what should I do? There is simply no right, good or bad answer here. Corporal Tuckshrektor, glad to see you. What is it this time?
Everything is bad, Victor. We need to evacuate all the equipment and machinery. We are retreating to prepared positions.
I see. Will anything else be needed?
No, that's all, Victor.
Corporal Tuckshrektor, permission to speak.
What is it, Victor?
Any news about my brother?
Unfortunately, no, the enemy quickly broke through our defenses. The city of Muxactorbax is surrounded. I'm afraid the defenders won't last long. Unfortunately, no, the enemy quickly broke through our defenses. The city of Muxactorbax is surrounded. I'm afraid the defenders won't last long.
What about the option of evacuating the main figures?
I'm afraid not. They were given the last order to hold out to the victorious end and buy us time to retreat and evacuate industry. I'm very sorry, Victor. I tried to influence it as much as I could, but it's simply impossible.
I see. Anthropy, you've returned as you promised.
Yes? Vitya? What will be your decision?
I have a condition. I know there is only room for one, and you need me. But I want to know what happened to my brother. And if he is alive, give him at least some more time to live.
Is this your final answer, Vitya?
Yes. The alternative is not acceptable to me.
All right, Vitya. I want to go into details, but it will take a lot to keep me here for another hour. Okay, Vitya, Have it your way! Where was your brother last seen?
The city of Muxackerbacks.
You are surrounded. Surrender. We guarantee you life and a quick death to the officers.
The 7th doesn't surrender. We'd rather die than be on your side.
Petya, where are you? It's me!
Vidya, you've returned! And I was already afraid that I wouldn't see you. Wah, and who is this with you, Vidya? Is he on our side?
Yes, he's on our side. Hurry, we don't have time. Put this on and we'll move you to a safe place.
But Vidya, wait, will you go with me?
No, Petya, I'll have to go with this giant. Let's just say he needs my help. When I help him, I'll be back. Promise me, Petya, that you will fight to the end and not give up.
I promise, Vidya, I can't let you down.
Okay, put this on. You will turn off, and you will be moved to a safe place. The main thing to remember, Petya, is to be strong, no matter what.
All right, Vidya.
Vidya! It is time for us to go!
Yes, Entropy!
You are surrounded! Surrender!
Never will the planet Haptabi be yours. Do you hear? Never!
For resisting during surrender, you are sentenced to death!
15 years have passed. We defended ourselves as best we could. So many glorious comrades have fallen. The only thing I couldn't understand was how they were 2 steps ahead of us. We were constantly lagging behind in technology and intelligence. We found all the traitors, checked every soldier, but to no avail. It felt like someone or something was helping these fanatics. But what? According to all the logic of military science, we should have reached mutual neutrality. Their forces should have run out, just like ours. But they continued and continued their onslaught. Soon it will be my turn. I will lay down my head and go to my fallen combat comrades. The only thing I couldn't answer was, who saved us in the besieged city of Muxackerbacks? We then woke up in an evacuated military hospital and were interrogated by Corporal Tuckchator. He asked how we got here and whether we had any information about where Vidya had disappeared to. They said that he was killed by our enemies, or worse. He went over to their side. But that couldn't be. I knew my brother well. Apparently these bastards were able to get him. He was still a thorn in the ass of our enemies. Sometimes I had the same dream. That we were cornered, we were shooting back. Everything was over, and then Vidya came to our aid. He also had a mighty giant with him. He then laid down a whole platoon of soldiers. What if it's true and it wasn't a dream? After all, I still couldn't find a rational explanation for how we got out of the besieged city and ended up in a military hospital. In this dream, I remembered Vidya's words well.
Always remember, Petya, be strong, no matter what.
Well, I kept my promise to my brother, even though it was just a dream. I hope I was able to avenge you. I know those bastards killed you. How else can I explain your disappearance?